Welcome everyone. Well, I got a new lathe. This lathe is it's offered by Find Buy Tools. They sent it to me to do a review on it. The model number is FL1221. It's a 12 by 21 inch, meaning that you can turn up to 12 inches in diameter, and the blank can be up to 21 inches long between the centers. It has a 3/4 horsepower motor. It's a variable speed with forward and reverse. Has an RPM gauge on it. The range of speed is about 250 RPM on the low range, and it goes up to 3,500. It has a 2-stage pulley run on a belt. So the low stage goes from about 250 up to a little over 1,200, close to 1,300. And then the upper range goes from 750 to 3,500. Now, I know that you guys know, I've mentioned it before, I usually don't turn anything over about 1,200 RPMs, so I will probably be leaving it on the low end of the pulley because it goes up to close to 1,300, which is more than enough for whatever I do. It's made with cast iron. It weighs 78 pounds, which is it's a decent weight for stability. The spindle on it is 1 inch by 8 threads per inch, which is pretty standard for the smaller lathes. And the Morse taper is MT2, which is also pretty standard for most of the smaller lathes. So we'll get a closer look at everything. I'll show you everything on it. Okay, so the headstock on it, it has the handle here to turn it. When this comes, it'll have a screw in here, and you just remove the screw, and then it has in the bag, it has this handle, and it's magnetic, so it goes in place of the screw, and then it works off of the magnet. So it has a 2-pulley system. This is the pulley I have it on now. This is the low range, and then you can move it to the smaller pulley to get to the upper range. The way that you adjust the pulley, so it has a door on the back side here, and the door just flips up, and that gives you access to the pulley on the motor from in here. And it's a pretty big opening, which I like because my hands are big, and a lot of times on like my other lathe, it's really hard to get my hand in there, and I can like barely get the tips of my finger to move the belt. But this has a big opening. I can get in there really well. To adjust the belt, you just loosen this lever right here, and then this handle right here, it just moves the motor up and down, and it loosens the belt. When I took it out of the box, the belt was loose, so before you fire it up, you want to make sure and check to make sure that the belt is tight. I think they leave it loose so that it doesn't stretch from sitting. So make sure you check that before you turn it on. I think that's about it for the headstock. And then when you're done, you can just close the door, and the magnet holds it closed. Okay, so what it comes with a 8-inch tool rest. This is a 3-inch faceplate, and it has the set screws. So when you put it on there, you can tighten the set screws, and you can run it in reverse, and it won't unscrew off of the spindle. The set screws hold it. There's 2 of them. Hold it from backing out. It has a knockout tool. This goes in the end of either the tailstock or the headstock to knock out the driver or live center. Also on this, you can see it's got a smaller end on it, and that fits into the spindle, so it just fits in there, and you can lock it to remove the faceplate or your chuck or whatever. And then what I do is I just let it go down and go up against the bed, and that kind of locks it in place to remove or to install the chuck. Okay, and it also comes with a wrench. One of them is for the faceplate to loosen it or tighten it onto the spindle. It also comes with 3 Allen wrenches. The small one is for the set screws on the faceplate. The faceplate, I don't know if I said, it's a 3-inch, has 4 screw holes to screw into the wood. It comes with a drive center, and it's pretty good quality. It's solid. On my other lathe when I got it, the drive center was kind of lightweight and it was actually hollow in the middle. This one is solid. It's pretty good quality. And then it also comes with a live center. Also decent quality. I have my own that I use, but if you're just buying a lathe and you don't have anything, it comes with all of this stuff, so you can pretty much take it out of the box, and if you have tools, you can pretty much get started right away. It comes with 4 rubber feet. They screw into the bottom of the lathe to set it on a bench. I have mine mounted different, so I'm not using, I use 2 of them up front to screw down to the plate, but the other 2 I'm not using, so I'll just set them aside. So that's, and then it comes with a operator's manual. It kind of gives all the specs on everything. So that's pretty much what you get out of the box. One other thing I didn't mention, the post on the tool rest, these are 5/8 inch. On the bigger lathes, they're usually 1 inch, but on the smaller lathes, it's pretty standard to be 5/8. So my other tool rests will work on this because they're the same. Okay, so the drive center with the taper, it just goes into there like that, and then the live center goes into the back like that. Now, one of the first things that you want to do when you get the lathe set up is you want to check to make sure that the 2 points align from the headstock to the tailstock. And you can see that those line up pretty much dead on. So that's good. So everything slides on the bed really easy. One thing I wanted to talk about on this tailstock, the handle, this handle right here on the end, comes in the bag, so you have to, it just screws in with a bolt, and then you just tighten it up. So you have to install that on the end. But one thing I wanted to talk about, this, you can see the tailstock, how long it is. And one thing that I really like about this is it has a capacity to go, in the manual it says 4 inches, but actual usable distance is about 3.5 inches. If you go to 4 inches, it unscrews all the way, and then this is loose and can pull out. But I can easily go to 3.5 inches, which is for a smaller lathe, that's a really long range. So I really like that. Like if you're drilling a hole, I mean, you can go pretty much as deep as you need to go on one try. So I really like that. Okay, so this is a switch here to control the motor. It's just got a paddle switch, and you just flip it up to turn it on. It has an RPM gauge. You can see I have it on the lowest setting, so it's running about, looks like about 270 RPMs. And then there's this dial here, and you just turn it to turn up the speed. And the max speed, it'll go up to pretty much around 1240 RPMs or so, which is more than fast enough for what I do. So I'll probably always just leave it on the one pulley. It also has forward and reverse, so you just flip the switch, and now when you turn it on, it's in reverse. Okay, one other thing I didn't mention, it comes with this, it's a little tool caddy, and it goes right on the back of the headstock back here. I actually won't be using it because I don't like to have tools on the lathe, because if it's out of balance at all, if I'm turning something out of balance, they rattle and it just messes with the sound. So I may mount this on the wall somewhere maybe, and use it that way. But you can put it on it's just 2 bolts that go on the back of the headstock here if you want to mount it on the lathe. And it holds a few of the tools that come with it. There's a few holes here for different things. Okay, so one other thing I wanted to mention, when I'm turning something, and if I'm doing like the inside of a bowl or the end grain on something, with a smaller lathe like this, most of the time you have to remove the tailstock. This comes with this, I think it feels like it's plastic, but it's a plastic plate here, and this is here so that the tailstock can't come off the end. But I need to remove it to do some of the work on on the end. So it just got 2 bolts here. I think the big Allen wrench is the size for these bolts. So you just pull these 2 bolts and this plate will come off, and that will allow you to be able to remove the tailstock so it won't be in the way of your work. So I haven't removed it yet, but I'm just going to take it off. I'll put the bolts back in, and I'll just leave that plate off so that way I can take the tailstock on and off whenever I need to. Okay, so this is a lathe that I'm going to be using pretty much from now on. I've had the lathe for a little over a week, and I was going to turn something in this video, but this video is already pretty long, so you'll see it in action in my next video. But I just wanted to say I have used it over this last little over a week that I've had it, and it's performing really well. It seems to have plenty of power for what I've been doing. The range from the little over 200 to 1200 is working out for me for the projects that I've done. So I don't think I'm going to be able to, or I don't think I'm going to need to move the belts on the pulleys. I'll just be able to leave it on that one. And then the range of speed that I have seems to be enough. So I'm going to wrap it up because this video got pretty long. I hope I answered all your questions. There's a link that'll take you to the lathe at Find Buy Tool in the description. And also there's a discount code for $30 off the lathe. The retail price on the lathe is $5.99, and then with that coupon you get, or that discount code, you get $30 off of that. I don't know how long that code is going to be available, so you might want to take advantage of that if you're looking for a lathe. I'm giving 2 thumbs up on this lathe. It's for the little bit that I have used it, it's working out really well. It's pretty quiet, and so far I'm really happy with it. So so that's it. I'm going to wrap this video up. I've never had a video go this long before. Hope you guys watch it all. Okay, check the description for the link and the discount code if you're interested in it. And I appreciate you watching. I'll see you next time.